Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Canada 0, Uruguay 2 in an international friendly match. The second to last friendly for Canada before their World Cup journey begins. Of course, they have Japan in Qatar before the World Cup, which is a smart idea considering their MLS players will probably need fitness. But with that being said, Canada, they played very well. The 2-0 doesn't tell you the story. Losing 2-0 does not tell you the story of this match at all. The stats are a little bit better, but on the night, the scoreline does not tell you the story about this match. It does not. 100% does not tell you the story because Canada, we're the better team, honestly. But goals were scored as follows. In the 6th minute, Uruguay gets a free kick. Sort of a bullshit free kick, I won't lie. Kamal Miller with the foul. I don't like the call. I don't like the call. Bad foul. I don't like the call. I don't. They give the free kick. Nicolas de la Cruz bangs it in to the near post. A great free kick, though. That I will tip my hat to. A good free kick that deserves plaudits. A banger of a free kick. That's how you should take a free kick. And puts it in to make it 1-0 for Uruguay. 1-0. Then Darwin Nunez in the 33rd minute. Ball gets crossed in. Darwin Nunez double jumps. Alistair Johnston freaking goes up in the air like a freaking astronaut and just heads that ball in past Borjan. Banger of a header. Can't get mad at it. Great header by Darwin Nunez. 2-0, 2-0 Uruguay. That's the way it would go into half, 2-0. That's the way the match would end, 2-0. Stats are as follows: 11 shots to 6, 3 shots on goal to 2, 55% possession to 45% possession, 562 passes to 469, 84% pass accuracy to 83, 14 fouls to 13, 1 offside to 2, 2 yellow cards to 1, 0 red cards to 0, and 7 corners to 0. Canada were still the better team, though, even though they lost. The thing that really did them in was the fact they allowed 2 goals off against the run of play, and Uruguay parked the bus, but in a very innovative way, might I add. Basically a zone coverage sort of park the bus. As soon as Canada got the ball, they fall back, and it's a zone. It's not man-to-man. There's like 3 guys on 1 guy trying to make a play. And Canada still got some shots off, but they were not high quality. Like, it was a complete zone, basically swarm the ball, sort of park the bus. And I respect that. That was a very good sort of defensive play by Uruguay. They scored 2 goals against the run of play. Canada pressed well, got the ball, but as soon as they got the ball, Uruguay falls back and just swarms the ball. One of the bigger moments was late in the second half where Canada gets the ball. Looks like they have Uruguay dead to rights. If this was a CONCACAF team or qualifying, this was a moment where Canada would have had a team dead to rights. 3 seconds later, they lose the ball because of that swarming, of that zone. It was a beautiful way that Uruguay played, but Canada, pressing, perfect. Energy, perfect. Shots, pretty good shots. Put on some good chances. Passed the ball well. Great crosses. Great switches of play. Canada played a perfect game. It's just that Uruguay scored 2 goals against the run of play and defended, swarmed the ball on defense with their lives. That's the difference. That's the difference maker here. Canada were great, frankly. They were great. And there were moments where you thought they could figure out that zone, park the bus situation. They didn't, but there were moments where you thought, they could get through here. They could do something. They didn't, but they definitely looked pretty good in a loss. I would rather, personally, especially in a situation like this with a friendly, I would rather have a beautiful, well-played loss than a shitty win. Let me put it like this. A beautiful, well-played loss where you learn something and build off of it, especially going into a tournament like the World Cup. This is one of the best friendlies Canada's ever had in my lifetime. In the last, 10 years? Let's just go there. But even in my lifetime, probably one of the bigger games they've had. And they still played very well. And they still looked like the better team. They need to learn from this, and I'm sure they will. Because teams now have a blueprint to stop this Canadian team. And it's zone, parking the bus, swarming the ball, and out-energing Canada, right? But since they have this film, and Croatia, they definitely could do what Uruguay just did. Belgium, to a certain extent, I don't know if they can. This year, their recent form hasn't been great, but they're still Belgium. And then you got Morocco. They definitely could do that as well. With that being said, Canada can learn from this match because they dominated. Besides allowing the 2 goals against the run of play, they still pressed well. They still had the ball. They still were the better team. So the question is, what do they take from this? They probably they draw up a lot of plays to beat a swarm of defenders like that. I think they do. Because that's the one thing that could hurt them. Make them look toothless. And they weren't really toothless tonight, but they didn't score, but they didn't look toothless. You have to look at the situation and draw up some plays to help beat that swarm, beat that zone, beat that park the bus. It's a very interesting version. All credit to Diego Alonso for setting that up. But I have to say, Canada looked better against Uruguay than Mexico did 4 months ago. To be honest. That's what I'm talking about between shit loss and that's what I mean, though. Mexico did not learn anything from that loss. It was a shit, horrible loss. Canada can learn something from this loss. It was a beautiful loss. It was a well-played loss. Now, I did say I'd rather have a well-played loss than a shit win. I agree with that. I think that's the case. I would have rather Canada. I'm happy that the game went the way it did. I'd rather them lose like this than win 1-0 on a penalty. While defensively playing well, but offensively they weren't up to snuff. Now, I'm not saying that was going to be the case, but you get the point. Overall, in this window, I think it was a great window, personally. They played Qatar well. They played Uruguay well. I think they're better than what their ranking shows FIFA-wise. I know they're behind because they were down a whole lot before this recent run. But they're definitely better than what their FIFA ranking is. They're a damn good team. They're going to make some noise at the World Cup. We'll see how they play Japan. Then we can temper our expectations there. But I like what I see. Even after this loss, I like what I see. I'm proud of the players. It was a great match. It was a good fight. Sometimes you come up short. Even if it's a beautiful fight, you still come up points short sometimes. It is what it is. Man of the match for me, Eustachio. Yeah, kind of have to go there. Steven Eustachio, for me, man of the match. Easy call, I think. Steven Eustachio was man of the match. Great in the midfield as he should be, as he always is. Have to give it to him. With that being said, Uruguay played well. They gave Canada a good challenge. Canada still looks like the better team, but the score line doesn't show that. The stats sort of do. You have to watch the match to really, and I mean really, accept and marvel at Canada's play in this match. With that being said, though, not a bad match. Good performance. Sad scoreline, bad scoreline, but it is what it is. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once subscribed, send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you on Friday for a live watch-along and review of Toronto FC versus Inter Miami. The match may not matter, but I still got to cover it. I'll see you then. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.